Hi everyone, Coach Hao here, and this is Robert Pugh. Today we're going to teach you how to make Robert Pugh to compose sounds. First, let me make a demo. First, let's power on Robert Pugh. I already load the program at Robert Pugh's head. First, you can press button A to pick a random seed about what melody to pick. Then you press button B to play the music. Let's see. And let's pick a different random number, and let's start to play the song. Then after that, I can show you the program how to make Robot Pugh do AI composer. First, let me show you why music is basically a math calculation. This is why the computer is actually good at making compose new songs. First of all, for music, it's just rhythm and tempos and pitch, and a song are just patterns of the pitches. Uh, you c- so if you're good at math, you can finding a rule to compose music. Uh, Say in this lecture, we are going to show you how to control rhythm, tempo, and pitch, and play patterns by a program. Let me show you how to control pitch and the timing. Based on this equation, you can map any scale into a, a frequency. Say the passing, it is the scale number, and the output, it is the note frequency. So how do we control the rhythm? Rhythm, basically you control the beat. How long is the beat and what's the pattern? The things to control the tune is you can use microbeats function, say music play tune, and followed by the basically the frequency number. And this line of code basically it's an if-else statement. Say if it is a beat, is going to play high notes, otherwise it's play low notes. There's a two frequency here, high frequency and a low frequency. You might wonder why A80 and 440, because you say move up one scale in a note, basically just double the frequency. Okay, say, and how do you control how long you play the notes? Basically, you play the notes, then you use a pause function to control how long the note's going to be played. Okay, so with this program, you can simply figure out what's the beat pattern. Say this is high beat, this is low beat, high beat, low beat, low beat, low beat. Basically, in this way, you can simulate the drum beat. As you can see, that what's the program doing? It is play the notes, then pause by a couple seconds, then you forming patterns of music. Okay, now let's go to the pitch side. Basically, the pitch is related to the frequency of the sound wave, right? As you can see in C4, so in the music theory, all the notes represented by C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Then go to next higher scale note C5. So this is MIDI number to associate with the C4, and this MIDI number because the program only knows the scale index. So in scale index, you can use a MIDI number associated with it, and this is a frequency number, right? So I can see the C4 is 262 and the C5 is double scale, so it turns out to be 523. So, and this is the frequency of each note, right? So you don't have to memorize it because we have a magic function in the say MIDI to Hertz. So you don't need to memorize it, right? You just need the one function, math function, to reconstruct this table. Okay, so once you know how to play each notes, and once you know how to play each single note, you might wonder, hey, how do we play chord? Chord is basically there's a major, minor, diminish, and the other chords. Basically, you play a couple of notes all together, found something to show the emotion in the music. For example, major, if you play major chord, if you play major chords, you feel like there's a sunshine, you feel happy. If you do minor, you maybe always sad, right? So since microbeat cannot play a lot of notes all together, so the trick to play chord, it is you play a couple notes in really short interval. Program to do it. As you can see, you play notes, then you pause for a fraction of seconds. So your brain will fool you that it looks like those notes are play all at the same time. Okay, so basically we have a function called play chord, right? So then after that, it's just a matter of what chord you're going to pick from, right? So and this is a function, so you can help you to map like a major chord, minor chord into the pattern. Say this is a function. So if the chord is major, then you're going to use the index like a 0. Then you pick the first scale. Then the next scale it is 4 scale higher. Then the next one it is 7 scales, right? So in this way, you can just write a program to use this rule system and start to play the chord. Now let's start to explain how do you compose a song. Basically, the song has a couple of sections, and you can write a program to say write a small sections. Then you can blending those couple of sections into play in different repeat pattern from the music, right? For example, here you got pattern A, you get another pattern B. So then you call a function to say I want to play the section A for 120 seconds and 20 sessions. Then you play A again. After that you play B, then you play A again. So that forms the high level song structure. Basically it's a repeat of sections. Now here we comes how to compose the AI song. So whenever you say AI, it looks like artificial intelligence, and whatever you're going to do, it is the way you pick the notes, the way you pick the rhythm, the way you pick the pattern. If you use a rule-based system, it's not AI. But if you use like a neural network or something, so then it's AI. And here we even we call it AI composer to make this program simpler. We just still use a rule-based system to pick those things. Then you can write your own program and to turn on those black magic to compose your song. Okay, so this it is the full blown of implementation of the music composer. As you can see, we have a scale in different chord in different major, and we have, see, this is function is a MIDI to hertz, basically a MIDI number to frequency, a music frequency, and this basically the beats per minute to like an interval, I mean milliseconds. So, and this is the reason. So say you played first note for this half notes, this is full notes, half notes. Yeah, something like that. You control how long the reason it is, and you can use a random number to generate this. Then it is if it is random, it is not has no intelligence of it. But if you have you can write some program to say, oh, I know some pattern will make people happy or sad, so then that's the AI part. Okay, so then when you play the melody, see, you have to write a couple of for loop, right? You have to first basically play each notes, then you're going to repeat a couple times. So that's the high level program. So then we link our sound composer into the microbeat button. As you can see, when you press button A, then you're going to see your basic notes. Basically, then you basic notes. Then when you press button B, then you're going to play melody in sections, right? Say in this example, you play section A twice, then play section B once, then play section A again, right? So right here we just showcase how do you write a program to compose sounds, and say now after we put everything together, then we can showcase the program. Say when you upload the program then to your robot pew, and we'll start to play melody. If you really want, it is when you play the music, you can add action into robot pew. Say for example, when you play the button A, you make robot pew do some movements. You play the section B, then you play different kinds of movements. Then you will make robot pew not only can compose sound, but also looks cool when he plays a song. So as you can see, you can switch back JavaScript and block programming back and forth by click those two buttons. See, this is block programming and this is JavaScript programming. To make your life easier, so let's look at the block programming side. Okay, in the on start session, so you're going to say set order. You're going to select how do you play the scale. Then you pick what's the your scale looks like. Then you're going to define your reason, basically, right? So once you settle those things, then say in the button A, you pick a number 1 to 5 and as a C number, then you map the C number to set up your basic scale, right? See, right? So then after that, you can play with it. You set the beats per second to totally different one. Okay, then you set your root MIDI, basically set your basic note to 60. You can set to different scale, and after that you simply use a couple of for loops to play each like a note section, each music section one by one. Okay, so this program is simple. You can try to play with it. Okay, so see, that's a block program for the MIDI to hertz. See, one thing you can notice, you can compare how hard for a block programming to implement complex function, right? But when you compare to JavaScript, just one line of code, but in the block you have to create so many small blocks in order to implement a block. function. This is why I strongly recommend you move away from the block programming once you're good enough. Let's move on to JavaScript, right? Okay, so yeah, so basically it is a really simple sound composing program. Have fun. I would recommend you read every line of the code in our example code and start to play with it and see whose music has better is the best. Yeah, to have fun to start with. So what you can tweak to have some fun and see the quick effect about how the program works and how the program differs. So you can simply set beats per minute to different number. The higher the number, the faster your music going to be. And you can also choose the basic note, so to different scale, and see how the sound looks like. Okay.
Robot Gyms.